Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
I mean, incredible. We just had on Teal Piper. That's right, Rowdy Piper's daughter. Later on, we're going to have the founder of Barefoot Lines, along with ending the show with an inventor, Lisa Lloyd. But let's get started with our next hero. And by the way, again, thank you, too, for the feedback we continue to have when we have the CEO of Insight Enterprises on. Make sure you go to Eliances.com, Eliances.com. It is the only place where entrepreneurs align. I am hungry, and I got to tell you, if there's one place that I would like to go to as my last meal, it would definitely be this place, because my wish would be to go to where he is, because he is the owner and celebrity chef of Tarbells. You can reach him by going to Tarbells.com, Tarbells.com, or of course we'll have it on our website, Eliances.com. So we have with us Mark Tarbell. Mark, you're famous. You're a celebrity. Certainly everybody in Arizona knows you. How in the world did you become so good at your craft?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, it's always, in our world, it's always a lot of hard work and training, and being lucky enough to be exposed to that early in life. I started dishwashing when I was a kid, and then I eventually went to, did an apprenticeship in Holland at a hotel cooking school in Paris, 3 more apprenticeships in Paris, France, and then work. I mean, it's, I think I've got 20,000 hours in, judging by my hair color.
Unbelievable, though. I mean, do you ever sit back now and go, you know what, this is where I started and this is where I'm at now? I mean, you put in a ton of hours, a ton of work. God knows how many hours you're at the restaurant making sure that not only the food, but all the customers and everybody's happy. How's it all work?
Really, every day's a new day. I never look back, really. It's I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse, but I just look what we're doing now, and I feel like it's the first time we've been open. I feel like we're earning it every day, and that's the culture and attitude I bring to it, and my staff really does too, and they're awesome.
Talk to me about the television show, the Plate and Pour.
Plate and Pour, yes. It's a new show. It was created last year, and we started filming last summer and then aired in January. And it's just an amazing team of people with Marjorie Punnett and Melissa and Rebecca Goldberg and everybody, Alex Klein. All these great, talented people came together to do the show for Arizona PBS to celebrate the people, culture, and food and wine and spirits in Arizona. And we were lucky to get 8 Emmy nominations in our first year, win 1, and I walked away with 1 for an interview too. Of course, they're going to take it away after today, but that's okay.
After this interview, right? Oh, my. But they can't take away this. You won Iron Chef of America.
Yes.
What was that?
Well, it was amazing. It was a show, very popular show on Food Network, and it was real. I'll tell you a quick story. When I was asked to do it, I was sitting in my office at the restaurant, and my staff had always said, do this show if you can. And the guy called, producer called and said, hey, I was in town, saw you on TV here locally, and do you want to be on Iron Chef? And I almost went, no. And but I said yes. And then I watched the show a few days later, and I said, what did I get myself into? It was a real deal. It was a real competition, 1 hour, very tough.
I can imagine. It must have been so intense.
Yes.
So what would make me nervous is that because you're so well known, you also have cooked for such well-known people, many star athletes, A-list celebrities, including Muhammad Ali and Clint Eastwood.
Yes.
I would be shaken if I was out there preparing food and having it come out to them of what's going to happen.
It's interesting. I really focus on the work, and I focus on, taste, flavor, balance, presentation, all that stuff. It really is a process-driven thing for me. I mean, I was just cooking for Johnny Depp, and last week he was in town playing with Jeff Beck. It really, they're just people, and I think food has this thread of bringing people together, and so I think everyone is sort of balanced and evened out by the experience of dining. So,
well, let me share to you what's cooking here. We've got Mark Tarbell, owner and celebrity chef of Tarbells. Make sure you go to Tarbells.com, because you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. So once again, go to Eliances, that's Eliances.com, CES.com. It is the only place where entrepreneurs align. You may have the opportunity to meet many celebrities by going to Eliances.com and attending one of our many things like grand tables, round tables, e-brain trusts, and tons of other experiences. And again, David Kogan with Eliances. So Mark, you also too support many charities. In fact, you're on the board of directors of several organizations like the Arizona Department of Education, Phoenix Art Museum, Phoenix Theater, and more. Talk to us about the importance, really, though, of giving back.
Well, it is very important. And I think if you're an entrepreneur or a business person in a community, I think it's your role, really. It's your role to provide a leadership role in giving back, but it also strengthens the community you're in by doing so, and it shows that you care. And so one of the 3 goals that I had when I opened was to be a part of the giving back part of this community and being charitable.
Excellent. What I'm trying to understand, Mark, is that everybody, correct me if I'm wrong, tastes food a little bit different, right? So how do you then develop your craft into going, okay, if everybody sees things differently, everybody hears things differently, and certainly everybody tastes things differently, how do you really dive into that?
Well, that's really interesting. Great question. And where there is a center, there's a center of acceptability. There's a center of the palate where people play in. And I do stretch that a little bit. You know, it's a little bit malleable, but I've learned to understand what sort of umami flavors, what sort of things that trigger a good response, whether you're a professional in the business or just starting to eat as a baby. I experimented with my nieces to see if they like things. And if they spit it out, I figured no one's going to like it. So anyway, that's really it. And I do believe there is a center that everyone has to play in, and it's universally good.
Our listeners want to know what the celebrity chef, Mark Tarbell, what snacks you eat at home.
Well, I am a salty, crunchy person. I am proud to say that anything that has salt and butter on it, if it happens to be popcorn, I'll eat it. Or crackers, or, you know, like I love salty crunchy. So.
What do you see as in the future of cooking and restaurants? Because it seems like a lot of things are changing within that industry, along, of course, with technology coming.
Well, you just hit it. Technology is the biggest thing in every industry, and everyone said it wouldn't happen in the restaurant industry, but it is. A lot of automation, and those developments are coming very quickly. So I think technology and automation are going to be the biggest changes in our industry.
So I started off, actually, one of my first jobs, 13 years old, and I was a busboy at a very fine restaurant and stuff. Some reason I didn't make it to a celebrity chef. But what kind of advice do you have for children that are out there? They love cooking. They want to be able to pursue their dream like you. It's an extremely competitive world out there.
Yes.
What things can they do now to really be able to hone in on their craft?
Well, I think it starts with if you have a passion for it, you need to understand what that really means. So I always recommend people spend time in a professional kitchen, and a lot of my chefs and friends around town are willing to do that for young children and people coming up with interest. You need to understand what is the dream and what is the reality, because we're in the theater business, and being a chef is difficult, and it's hard work, and it's hot and high adrenaline, high stress situation. I love it, but not everyone does, and that it's not the same as it looks like on TV.
Right. It's instantly, here we go. It looks,
Yes.
it comes out and all that. I mean, and I think the thing is that nobody knows with the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes.
Yes.
And the preparation before and after, and cleaning. I remember we used to have to shine every single, spoon and fork and knife and make everything perfect. And it's really so that people just wouldn't even notice that
Yes.
it was there. It was just there. I mean, and what you're doing is incredible. Well, Mark, you create incredible food and an experience for your clients. You give back to so many. That's a hero. Mark Tarbell, owner and celebrity chef of Tarbells. You can reach him at Tarbells.com. This is David Kogan with Eliances, and when we return, the co-founder of Barefoot Wines, who was just at our last grand table, David Kogan with Eliances.